Hey guys, Auspicious Aussie here, and welcome to episode 18 of the AC Milan series. Now, today's episode, it is going to be a very crucial game against Juventus. We're currently in second place if we have a look at the league table here. We're in second place. Juve, they're in third, and they are 3 points behind us. A win today will actually put us into first place, as you can tell by today's title. Napoli, they're 2 points ahead of us at the moment. But as you can see, we do have a game in hand. I have to say this season is going so much better than it has previously. And, we're actually in with a shout of winning Serie A, which I feel like, considering where we finished last season, that is somewhat of an amazing feat. Albeit, you can see why. Piatek got 19 goals this season. He's also got the highest average rating with a 7.55. He's also got 5 assists to his name, and he's also got the most player of the match award. So he's been banging the goals in for us, and we've done really well. Now, the first thing I want to do before we get into the fixtures is show you the transfer activity. There was a little bit. We've done a little bit. We've sold quite a few players, actually. We started off with Samuel Kalou. Took a little bit of a loss on him. 2.8 mil up front. Possibly going up to 3.8 mil with add-ons. And he left for RC Strasbourg in France. I mean, basically, we don't play with wingers. He's not anywhere near good enough to become a wing-back due to his marking and tackling. So we let him go. I mean, he could have been a striker, but he's only got 10 finishing there as well. We bought him for really cheap. 4.7. Selling him for about half of what we paid. Obviously, the board aren't going to be too happy about that. But at the same time, we get him out of the club. He's already doing well at Strasbourg, so fair play to him. The other notable players we sold was the other couple of wingers that we had. First of all was Castillo. He left for Al Ali in Saudi Arabia. Relatively high fee. You got £10 million for him there, so good to get some money in. Obviously, a pretty rich club being from Saudi Arabia. And yeah, I'm pretty happy just to get these guys out. They don't play. They don't fit the system at all. So 10 mil for him. We also sold Pione Sisto. Now this one was a bit of a harder one because he was our first signing for the club. And if you can see, his current valuation is 35 million. We did actually sell him for 20 million, so it's pretty tough, but again, at the same time, we've actually made a profit on him, so I think that's not too bad. Bought him for 14.5 in that first season, and we've got about 6.5 mil profit in regards to the transfers. He's played one game for Villarreal, and he's also gotten 1 assist and a 7.5 match rating, so, he's doing pretty well at the same time, along with Kalou. Now, the players that we brought in. The first player we brought in, 1.3 million to Atletico Nacional in Colombia. And we got this guy, Christian Rios. Looks like a really, really talented regen. Of course, he's just hit 18, which is the reason why he's actually transferred to us. If you're unaware, South American players cannot leave the continent of South America until they reach the age of 18. So he's now come to us. Really good, sort of physicals there. Good strength, good acceleration and pace. And then he's also got some pretty good attacking stats. He's only got 1 determination, though. That is by far the biggest problem. However, everything else is really good. And I think he might develop. He might. It's, not that big of a risk either. 1.3 mil it's chump change, really. Now, the next player we brought in was Kurt Zouma from Chelsea. I mean, you'll probably be pretty familiar with Zouma. He went to Chelsea, didn't really feature too much, as you can see there in those seasons. Was also out on loan, he's currently on loan in real life to Everton. I think he's not doing too well because Everton are doing really bad at the moment. But you can tell that he is a solid player. And we got him for 12.75 mil, just shy of 13 mil. So Relatively cheap fee, considering how much players are going for at the moment. I bought him in just as a backup to the central defender that we play with, which is a cover defender. As you can see, he does kind of fit the mold. He's got really good acceleration and pace, which I feel like is important for the central defender cover role. And I think he'll do pretty well. He's actually already played a few games for us just recently. Anyway, let's get into the fixtures. Of course, the previous episode was the Napoli game, and that was a very, very tough defeat to take. Considering Ross Barkley, I mean, he got those 2 goals very late on, especially that second one in the 92nd minute. And of course, Piatek also missing a penalty, getting a 6.2. And I mean, he's our best player at the moment, so that kind of just goes to show how bad that game actually was. We followed that up with a 3-0 victory, away from home against Brescia though. Benassa, Piatek and Novella on the score sheet for us there. We then face Lecce in the Europa League 2 or the Euro Cup 2. As you can see, Milico getting himself a brace, 2-0 victory. We then return to Serie A action with a 4-1 home victory over Sampdoria. Equita, Piatek with 2 goals and Andre Silva with 1. We then managed to beat Parma 2-0 away from home, with Piatek getting himself a brace. We managed to beat Porto in a friendly during the sort of winter break. Returned back to Serie A action with a 3-0 home victory over Hellas Verona. We then smashed Empoli 4-0 away from home. Kessie with a goal, Piatek with a brace, and Ramignoli with an 85th minute late goal. We then played the TIM Cup first round and managed to beat Roma 2-1 in extra time. Pretty bad game. I mean, I played a few reserve players. Plazzari, the goalkeeper. Put Conti in. Conti hasn't really been playing. We've been going with Novella, the 20-year-old right wing back. We also had Blazer in there as well. Liao came back in. These types of players, just because it was more a cup game. And Kessie and Krunic on the score sheet for us there. We then actually versed them in back-to-back games in Serie A, this time away from home. As you can see, we finished the game 1-1. However, it was another one of those games. Miranda opened the scoring for us just before halftime. Piatek missing another penalty and getting a 6.2 rating. And then we're literally penalised with another late goal. Dzeko in the 89th minute getting the draw there for Roma and essentially breaking our hearts at the same time. We then managed to beat Sassuolo 2-0 at home. Piatek opened the scoring in the 5th minute and Krunic getting a goal literally with the last kick of the first half. And the most recent game was a 5-1 victory over Udinese. 5-1, absolutely smashing them in the quarterfinal of the TIM Cup. Milico with a goal, Kessie with a brace, Piatek with a penalty, and Benassa also on the score sheet there. So yeah, that leaves us with today's game. We'll get into the lineup here. Of course, taking on Juventus. Always a tough game. Between them and Inter Milan, they're by far the best 2 teams in the league. You know, with ourselves, sort of in that same boat. Now the team is going to be Donnarumma in goals. Caldara is going to be the right centre-back, ball-playing defender today, due to the suspension for Aya. Partnering him is going to be Zuma, who has played the last 2 games, I believe, as the central defender, the covering central defender. We then have Ramignoli as the left centre-back. I'm going to go with Baba Rahman and Novella as our 2 wing-backs on the left and then on the right. Equita, Benassa, and Kessie. The midfield trio sticks together. And then up front, we're going to stick with Silva and Piatek. Basically, apart from Aya and Zuma, this is my strongest starting lineup, I believe. And it has been. Try to stick with it throughout this season. As you can see, Kessie at the moment, absolutely on fire. Especially after that last game, getting the brace for himself. The bench today is going to be Plazzari, Duarte, Miranda, Ceballos, Krunic, Milico, Liao, Bernardeschi, Conti, Blesser, and Mejbri. I'm still not sure if it's Mejbri or Mabry. I don't know. French, so yeah, I'm not too sure. Yeah, we'll tell them to carry on from where they left off last time. I've really been steering clear of expecting wins. I feel like it doesn't really help, and it might even put a little bit more pressure on your players. These days I go with play your natural game or carry on from where you left off. And there we go, Andre Silva, 3 minutes into the game, getting us the opening goal. It's only his 6th goal of the season. Kind of expect a few more from him, to be honest. But yeah, just a long ball from Kessie there, straight over the top, and he bangs it first. Well, essentially first time. It's essentially our first real chance as well. Benassa with a free kick that just goes wide there. We've also got a yellow card there for Bubba Rahman. I'm just gonna ease him off. You know, just want to make sure that we don't concede. And Piatek's picked up a knock there. I think I'm going to bring on Bernardeschi. I know he's not match fit, but of course, Juve is his former club. Could be a mistake, but we are currently 1-0 up, so I'm sort of willing to risk it at this point, even though it is so early on. I mean, Bernardeschi, arguably one of our best players. Eduard gets his own rebound. Only his 3rd goal of the season there. I think he's on loan from Man City, who purchased him from Celtic. Yeah, not a great way to concede. I mean, I think that's Romagnoli. I mean, realistically, you think Zuma would be back there sort of covering. I guess not. It is interesting that Ronaldo's contract is currently running out at the end of the season. So right now we're at the end of January. And, there's a possibility that we could potentially sign him. I'm gonna try and do it because I think it would be incredible just to get him in. All right, Benassa. Not exactly a great cross from him. And we got a few bad performers out there. Rahman's on a 6.4. We got Benassa on a 6.5. I might be bringing those players off if things don't improve. Dybala's in behind, and he has put that one away. 2-1 to Juventus. 10th goal of the season there for Dybala. And again, just another ball over the top. I feel like Zuma's really just not playing too well. He's just really not following his men. I mean, as long as we don't concede before half-time. I mean, that's a good tackle by Zuma. But we've given the ball away yet again. Actually pretty frustrating. Alright, we've stolen the ball away. Paquita. Can he cross it? Please cross it. Please. Oh, he's gone for this shot. If he squared that ball, we're back on level terms. Somehow the ball... It had to be Bernardeschi. The ball is in the back of the net. 2-2. You have to say that's pretty lucky. literally on the stroke of half-time. I thought we might be conceding, but we were the one to score, in fact. And my tactical substitution of bringing Bernardeschi on, despite not being match fit, so far has paid off. Oh, Kessie's stolen the ball. Can he score? He can't. Oh, man. Again, another one where he should have just, passed it. If he passes, we score. Alright, Benassa. Can he cross it? No, he gets tackled by Bentaker. Alright, we're going to make a couple of subs here. We'll make him now. Alright, Benassa's going to come off for Ceballos. Rahman's definitely coming off for Miranda. I'm going to use all three subs. Very, very risky. But at the moment, I feel like I have to do it because... I mean, there we go. Bernardeschi's picked up a knock. It's always a risk making all three subs, and I know I've done it in the past. And it sort of bit me in the backside, but... Such an important game. If we win, we go top of the league. Kessie, oh, what a good save. Alright, Miranda. Paquita. Not a bad cross. Zuma. Paquita again. Back to Zuma. Good cross. Miranda. Oh, straight at the goalkeeper. Very unfortunate. At this point, I'm going to push him forward. I feel like I have to. I want to get this win. And it looks like it's going to finish a draw. Yeah. 2-2, finishing a 2-2 draw there. I mean, I kind of feel like we've gotten really unlucky. I mean, they've literally had 3 shots on target the whole game. And they've scored 2 goals. I feel like we're unlucky there. And unfortunately, we don't go top as a result of that draw. So, we're still in second. We're 1 point behind Napoli at the moment. And of course, that loss to Napoli in the last episode. Really looking bad now. It's really looking bad, considering they're still ahead of us. Alright, Silva, man of the match. With his really impressive goal in the 3rd minute. Yeah, that's going to wrap this episode up, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And apart from that, take it easy and goodbye.